Did the WNBA just blow its biggest moment? This was supposed to be the season. Generational rookies, breakout stars, rivalries heating up, and more eyes on women's basketball than ever before. The stage was set for the league to finally break out into the mainstream spotlight. But instead of sprinting through the open lane, it feels like the WNBA slowed down, took baby steps, and bricked what should have been the easiest layup in league history. I'm breaking down exactly how the WNBA fumbled what should have been its golden season, and what this could mean going forward. Let's start with the Reese versus Caitlin Clark rivalry. They were two of the biggest names in college basketball 2 years ago, with the checkered history dating back to high school. Both of them entered the league with lofty expectations of keeping that same energy in the W, and for that to parlay into some kind of storyline mainstream fans eat up. The WNBA tried to capitalize in on as much as they could. Even this season, they were scheduled to play each other 5 times. Instead of big matchups that dominated the headlines, fans got to see Caitlin Clark and Reese in street clothes, killing the momentum. What should have been the league's version of Magic versus Bird just fizzled. Now, the energy surrounding Clark and Reese's rivalry doesn't hit the scene, and their toxic fan bases along with WNBA fans are coming to the realization that the juice isn't worth the squeeze anymore. Which brings me to my next point. The league barely marketed its other big stars, because outside of Clark and Reese, the WNBA didn't really put that much effort or great momentum like they did with Angel and Caitlin to market the other established stars in this league. Think about it. Angel Wilson is putting together yet another MVP caliber season. She's dominant on both ends of the floor, the definition of a franchise player, and one of the most consistent stars in all of sports. But instead of making her the undeniable face of the W, the league's marketing treats her like she's just another name on the roster. That's not how you grow the game. Then you got Napheesa Collier, who is quietly having one of the best years of her career. She's efficient, versatile, and carrying her team. But where's the push? Where are the highlight packages, national campaigns, the narratives that casual fans can grab onto? Collier has everything you want in a star, except the marketing machine behind her. And let's not forget Breanna Stewart. Multiple MVPs, championships, a resume that stacks up with the greats. She's still dominating, still winning, still proving she belongs in the conversation as one of the best athletes in the world. Stewie should be a household name far beyond the WNBA, but the league has failed to elevate her the way it should. And then there's Paige Bueckers. She's been having an incredible season, one of the best storylines in women's basketball. But has the league given her the marketing push she deserves? Not even close. Paige has the game, the charisma, and the fan following to bring in casuals, but the WNBA just hasn't capitalized. Another example of how the WNBA bricked an easy layup was how they handled the rise of the StudBudz. Now, if you're not familiar with the StudBudz, it consists of Natasha Heideman and Courtney Williams, and they have a viral brand that they built around their style, personality, and off-court charisma. They weren't just hooping, they were creating culture. The TikToks were hitting, their fashion and their energy was just pulling a different audience that the WNBA struggled to reach for years. They were trending, they were memeable, they're exactly what you want to do if you're trying to make a league feel fresh and relevant to a younger audience. But here's the problem. Instead of amplifying that wave, the WNBA barely touched it. Now we get to the elephant in the room, the looming lockout. The players recently turned on a new CBA deal that will quadruple their salaries. At first glance, that sounds wild. Who wouldn't want 4 times the money? But just like the NBA's 2011 lockout, this isn't just about cash. In 2011, NBA players and owners were clashing over revenue splits and salary structures. The standoff wiped out part of the season, but the NBA could survive it. It was already a global powerhouse with billions in TV deals and a massive fan base. The WNBA doesn't have that luxury. Players are speaking out. Satu Sabali complaining about brutal back-to-backs, others demanding better travel and working conditions. For them, it's not just about pay, it's about respect and sustainability. But here's the danger. What the NBA could absorb, the WNBA might not survive. If a lockout stalls the momentum of this breakout season, it risks undoing years of progress, and that's why this labor fight feels like one of the biggest crossroads in league history. The fact that even a massive pay increase couldn't get players to agree shows you how wide the gap still is between what the players need and what the league is offering. Instead of celebrating growth, the conversation now turns towards labor disputes, something that is not needed while the WNBA should be riding this momentum that they have right now. Now, to be fair, it wasn't all missed opportunities. The the WNBA did do some good. Attendance records across the league were at an all-time high, which set a new historic feat for the W. The Golden State Valkyries was a new expansion team added by the league too, which allowed it to tap into the West Coast market a little bit more. And to top it off, the Valkyries are having a pretty good year and they look like they might make the playoffs. Now, clearly this momentum carried over from last year where you saw merchandise numbers out the roof with jersey sales from the likes of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Asia Wilson. And of course, you gotta think about the viewership numbers that were off the charts as well. So yes, the league has momentum, the league is growing, but instead of the WNBA capitalizing on that to the fullest, they decide to play it safe. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you feel like the WNBA is fumbling a huge opportunity to take the league to the next level? Do you know how hard it will be to watch the NBA games next year thanks to the huge push that the NBA is putting behind streaming platforms? Check out the video in the description that talks about it in full detail. That's all I got for today. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I'm Coach Smith. Thanks for watching the OD, and I'm out.